Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST150S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only going to make 3 for the United States.
I'm Bobby Khan, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Bobby Khan scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Parkman Khan Unleashed. That's Jim Parkman. I'm Bobby Khan. And it's another Friday. More news.
Another Friday. Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, too. I'm looking and hoping that my Valentine will be sweet to me today.
Did she send you flowers?
No flowers.
It's a bad start.
It's a bad start? Okay. Well, I've still got hope. I'm a dreamer.
There you go.
I hang on to midnight. I'm hanging
All right,
on.
Yeah, you got to midnight. Yeah, 11:59. She can make it up there. All right, good.
You got it.
So, what do you want to talk about? I got something. How about the prosecutors in Southern District of New York? 6 of them quit.
Yes.
Okay.
This was on the Mayor Adams case.
We knew this was going to happen.
Well, because they know the handwriting on the wall.
Well, let's backtrack so people that don't know.
Okay.
So Mayor Adams and you and I did an episode months ago.
Yes.
Mayor Adams of New York was charged with corruption and bribery charges a couple months back by the Southern District of New York, federal charges, because they said that he took bribes in the form of airline tickets on Turkish Airlines and things of that sort and campaign donations in order to help expedite the permits of the new Turkish embassy.
Correct. That's correct.
So they charged him with it, and he went jumping up and down, and he said, this is retaliation because I stood up to the Biden administration, and I said, I'm tired of these illegal immigrants. I don't want this. I don't want you dumping them on my front yard. And the Biden administration said to him, get in line. And he said, no. So, you want to say something? I mean, because
I think from there, all of a sudden, it's strange that after the no's and the I'm nots, all of a sudden a federal, indictment comes out and charges come out against him for the bribery charges.
Absolutely.
So, with that, our new president decides. For whatever reason, there could be a multitude of them, but for whatever reason, sends or gets the Department of Justice to send a letter or a notice to the prosecutors in New York and say, drop the charges.
Exactly. Well, we knew this was going to happen. Well, we knew this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because before Trump was elected, he kept saying, actually, right around the time Trump was being elected, right? Adams came out and said, I'm going to work with the Trump administration to get rid of the illegal immigrants in my city.
Yeah.
Because Adams figured out, listen, if I work with Trump, he's going to be the one that's going to win, and he has the ability to pardon me in case I'm found guilty.
Yeah.
He played his cards just right.
And I think he also, I don't think he did it just for himself. I think he was looking at it too from a standpoint of the cost to the city and that kind of thing.
Well, it's a burden on the city.
A tremendous
New York
burden.
City doesn't look like what it used to.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just unbelievable. And that'll tie in a minute with the hotel deal.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but first of all, I think Mayor Adams, I think he's a Democrat too.
Yeah, he's a Democrat.
Yeah, he's a Democrat. So Trump's going across state lines. Drop the charges. I've had enough. With this, the mayor needs to run the city. Don't waste our time. Yada yada. Yep. Now, with that in line, what happens yesterday? and today is 6 prosecutors have come up and said, okay, we don't like it, we quit.
Exactly. Good.
And you know, Trump and them go, okay, goodbye. And
exactly.
That's the end. Now,
do you think we're going to beg you to stay?
Yeah, no.
Prosecutors are a dime a dozen.
Plus, the handwriting probably was on the wall with them anyway. I mean, it's not like, okay, you know, there's some people, crowning them as heroes for doing this and all that. Nah, they knew their time was limited probably in the Department of Justice. So, you know,
of course,
goodbye. And, you know.
But, you know, it's like these people think they're crusaders, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's vendettas. That's what it is. You know, all right, your old boss said, go after this guy. You went after the guy.
Yeah.
Your new boss is saying, stop it because we're not doing political prosecutions anymore. And a lot of people don't like that. And I don't know if you noticed what Trump said the other day. One of the things he added in was that he wants Congress to change the law. And he's ordering his Department of Justice not to go after the Foreign Act. You know, like when people go overseas and they try to bring business in and stuff like that. The Foreign Agent Act. He wants to do that. Like, you're not charging people with that because a lot of people got charged where they were trying to go negotiate, bring deals back home.
And they got gifts, you know, from the foreign countries, and you have to declare that and all that. And you know, if you fly over there and they fly you over there, you got to declare that, and you know, tell them all meals, you got to declare that, you know, that kind of thing, and a little tedious.
Exactly. So I think, you know, I think what he did for Adams was good because, you know, you can't sit there and just start going after people because they didn't do what you like. You know, not every policy is going to work with everybody. He's a mayor of a big city. He has to look at his city. You can't just sit there and say, all right, Mr. President, dump, you know, 3 million illegal immigrants in my city. That makes a difference. And when he's trying to do something, people look at him and say, hey, the city's in turmoil under your watch. So he stands up to the president, and now all of a sudden he's being hit with corruption charges, which you said and I both said when we looked at the indictment, it was a very weak indictment to begin with.
And very tough to prove. It's not easy to prove a bribery case. You know, it's really tough. People don't realize that, and we won't get into all the law with it.
Exactly.
I've dealt with several of them, and they're tough to prove that, you know, you're accepting that for this or that for that, and tit for tat and all that. But I'm just saying right now, for whatever reason it was done, okay? And, you know, and some prosecutors didn't like it, but I think they knew their time there was limited, very limited anyway.
Well, you know, the funny thing is the Southern District in New York is also their nickname is always the Sovereign District because they always felt like they didn't have no one controlled them. They could do whatever they want. Which I think is totally wrong. At the end of the day, you should still fall under the DOJ. And, you know, the Attorney General should control what you do, just like every other office in the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They shouldn't be allowed to run wild.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, we got new people in place, you know, head of the agency, and you know, it always changes. You know, when this comes around, when you get a new president, he can appoint whoever he wants to, and that's just the way life is. And prosecutors that were appointed under Biden, you know, they're going to go. They're gone. They know it. Very rarely are they allowed to stick around.
It's very rare.
Very rare. And they want their Republicans now in there, just like Biden's wanted the Democrats in there.
And in 4 years, if Democrats win, they'll do theirs.
And people don't realize this, but this is all over the country. So in other words, you know, we have 3 United States attorneys here in Alabama. There will be, in my opinion, there will be no doubt all 3 will be replaced.
Of course they will.
You know, and that's just the way it is. Now, he may wait till later and take off some of the others. You know, he doesn't do it all at one fell swoop.
No, he doesn't. No, exactly. But it's only
it comes and goes. They've got to figure out who they want appointed and who they want in office and who their person is. And look, that's the way it is always. It doesn't matter whether it's federal government or state government. They're going to place the people in there. So that's the way life is in politics. You know. So there you have it.
But
So-
you know, it's funny you bring this up, like about corruption, right? So
Yeah.
they go and charge this guy with corruption for something so tedious. Meanwhile, FEMA is sending $59 million to a hotel to house illegal immigrants.
And hit it.
And he hit it.
And hit it. They posted the money they gave it under FEMA, and I don't think they deal with buying hotels for immigrants.
Exactly. For $59 million. Meanwhile, people in North Carolina are not getting money.
That's right. And Georgia and Florida.
And Georgia.
You know,
and
I've
Florida.
been over that with you.
Yep.
You know, I've said, yeah.
Those people don't get money. Those are
No.
citizens that live in this country legally, that have homes, that have everything, that lost it, but they don't get the funds. But illegal immigrants are getting $59 million to go stay in a luxury hotel.
You're right.
And then you hide it.
I tell you what, I'll bet you, I don't know the name of the hotel, but wait a minute, hold it, don't tell me. But I will bet you about anything, it wasn't a Trump hotel.
No, it wasn't a Trump hotel. But, you know.
It was.
Yeah, but and the funny thing is, so they hit it on the ledger as something different.
Yeah.
So now imagine if I do something like that, or
you're going to federal prison. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's $100,000, you do it, and you're going to federal prison.
You're going to federal prison.
But these government employees can send $59 million, which is life changing for a lot of people, and nobody goes to prison.
Nobody. And it's all
nothing.
like,
It's like no big deal.
All right, we'll stop it. Oh, well, good. You know.
No, but you have to make an example so it doesn't keep happening. If you start locking these people up like they lock up American citizens, it won't happen over and over again.
But, you know, it goes back to what we talked about the other day, and that is, who is the person responsible for coming up with this?
Yeah, of course. You'll never hear that about who that person was. Who devised the scheme? Because first off, Biden was too lost to even know what day of the week it was, let alone devise these things. So it was his underlings that did stuff like this. So who was it?
Or Congress people. I don't know who did it, but
this is where Elon Musk comes in.
I mean, I don't think it's easy to go in and convince Congress to put $59 million into FEMA knowing it's not going to go there.
Well, I think what happens is Congress hands you a big pile of money every year, and then these guys divert it. But I'm like, okay, who was the person that initiated
that diverted it? Yes.
Exactly. So you go follow the trail. Who okayed the transfer? Okay. Who gave him that order? And then just go up the chain and say, all right, now we found all of them, and let's take them all out.
Yeah, and let's find out who, I'd like to know who the mastermind is of that.
It's not that hard to find out. And that's why they're mad at Elon Musk, because he's uncovering this every day.
No.
It's excessive.
Plus, to me, it's insulting.
Yeah.
And here's why. They didn't even put an ad in there about it, to the immigrants about, we're going to leave the light on for you.
No.
So that's pretty bad not to,
I mean, when you think about all the money that's being wasted, it's like sickening. You're like, when you go around outside and you see a veteran sleeping on the streets, or he can't get health care properly, okay? You're like, but we just blew all this money. If we were to just take a portion of the money that we're wasting on people that are in this country, we'd be a whole different country. You can't call yourself a rich nation if there's people sleeping on the streets.
Yeah. Well, here's what the real funny part is to me. For $59 million, think of the kind of hotel you could build.
Absolutely.
Not just rent.
Rent it. You could build a hotel.
Build.
Forget that. For $59 million, do you know how many container apartments you could build? Like you could take a bunch of those containers, turn them into hotels or like little temporary shelters for homeless people.
Yeah. No. Tom Bodette would say, give me half and I'll build you a place that you can house every one of them.
Yeah. But, this goes back to the $10,000 toilet seats and all the other bullshit.
It does. $59 million to a hotel.
Yeah, but this is like a drop in the bucket compared to everything else they're uncovering.
No, right, but it's not a drop in the bucket to me.
No, and then the Democrats are mad that this is coming out.
Yes.
Like, at this point, anybody with the right, with half a brain should say, why are you getting angry about all this coming out? Because this shouldn't be happening.
Yes.
If you are actually for the people, you should actually look to make sure that each dollar that is being spent by the government helps the people and not goes to waste.
Yeah.
Because, if I'm sitting there and I'm a taxpayer, I'm like, hold on. So you mean to tell me we actually don't need this much of a budget every year? We can actually probably cut our budget in half, right? Mm-hmm. So does that mean you cut my taxes in half? I'm all for that. If you're going to cut the budget in half, I'm all for cutting taxes in half.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And that's what they're going to have to look at.
Yeah.
And, it just there'll be more coming out. We're not at the end of all this.
He's only been in office for 3 weeks.
I know. There'll be more coming out, and we'll see, we'll see what's going on and what's happening. And, it's just going to be the way it's going to be. It's time.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Time. It's time.
Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let us know what you guys think. And if you have any topics, let us know as well. So,
yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're listening out there and own the hotel,
give us a call.
Give us a call.
Anyways, guys, enjoy yourself, okay? Take care.